What's up, 12s? It's Brandon Michael here, the Hotcast. And guys, I have a very fun topic today. I want to go ahead and talk about the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl odds. I want to break down what seed we could probably get, maybe how far we could go, what are the actual percentages. And I actually have football outsiders. I have their little chart pulled up right now, and it's their 2020 NFL playoff odds report. They're updated every week, compiled by Mike Harris, and these odds are always fun to look at. They simulate it 30,000 times, however many times. They also have a lot of different percentages they add or subtract depending on if a player is injured or if they're playing at home, blah, blah, blah. There's so many circumstances. So these are, I'm not going to say accurate, but they're very well thought out and they're not biased at all. They're just straight up statistics. So I just want to go ahead and jump right in and talk about some of these and give you guys my opinion on how accurate or if I agree with these odds. So let's just go ahead and jump in. So the Seattle Seahawks, the odds of them getting the number one seed statistically is 1.6%. Now, that sounds about right. After our loss against the New York Giants, it kind of screwed up everything for us. We would need the Saints to lose, the 3 out of 4 games. We're going to need them to lose a lot of games. We're going to need Green Bay to lose some games. We're also going to need LA to lose some games. It's a messy situation. It's very unlikely to happen. Never say never, but I mean, just don't put money on it. The second seed, we're at about 11.5% chance that we get the second seed. That's also kind of unlikely. We're going to have to win out. We're going to need LA and Green Bay to lose a couple of games or a game. It's unlikely, but it's more likely than the first seed. And then if you look at the third seed, now this is what we would most likely get if we end up winning the division over LA. We would probably get the third seed, and that's at 21.3% chance that we receive the third seed. Now, like I said, if we beat LA, win out, and then win the division, we're probably going to get the third seed. Maybe the second seed, depends how Green Bay ends the season. I think New Orleans is almost a lock at the first seed. I say that, but at the same time, they play Kansas City. They have Taysom Hill at quarterback. I don't want to say anything, but it's probably a fight between Green Bay and New Orleans for that first seed. But New Orleans looks good. So Seattle's at 21.3% at the third seed. Like I said, I think that's probably the most realistic shot if we were going to win the division. Now, fourth seed is 0%. We're not getting the fourth seed because obviously either New York or Washington's going to receive that. But the fifth seed, we're at 21.9%. So this is if we do not win the division. If we're forced into a wild card team where we end up being one of the 3 wild card teams, fifth seed would be 21.9%. And then our highest odds out of all the seeds is the sixth seed. So they say oh my gosh, I cannot talk. Statistically, the Seattle Seahawks have the highest chance to get the 6th seed at 32.5%. Those are very high odds. So they think we are going to be going on the road a wild card weekend and playing as the 6th seed, going up. Wow. I'm actually looking at this. This is actually kind of crazy. Because I feel like we have higher odds than just the 6th seed. I'm not going to lie. I feel like 5th seed is more realistic. Obviously, there's some other teams behind us like Tampa Bay. And, there's some good teams that are also going to be playing that wild card weekend. But I think just the way our schedule's broken down, I think we should have the highest odd to get the 5th seed. Not the 6th seed, but, statistically, that's how it looks like. In 7th seed, we're at 9%. So what it's looking like, the realistic range is we're either going to be the 3rd seed, the 5th seed, or the 6th seed. Those are very realistic odds. I think that sounds about right. If we win the division and we beat LA and we win out this and this, we're probably going to be the 3rd seed, which is better than anything. We'll at least get one home game playing into the playoffs. We'll play against the 6th seed, whoever that might be. And then if we get the 5th or 6th seed, obviously we're going to be playing on the road. And if we get the 5th seed, we will be playing away against against the New York Giants or the Washington football team. If we play the 5th seed, it's probably going to be if we get the 5th seed, we will play either the Giants or the football team wild card weekend. If we get the 6th seed, we're probably going to play against the Rams away. And then if we get the 7th seed, we're probably going to play against either the Packers or the Saints wild card weekend on the road. So honestly, the 5th seed sounds the best, obviously, because we want to play a team from the NFC least in the wild card weekend. The 6th seed and the 7th seed, that's going to be tough going on the road and playing against the Rams or the Packers or the Saints. That's just not games we want to play, especially early in the playoffs. So I think if I'm Seattle, I'm going to be pushing for that NFC least. So 5th seed, 3rd seed. Those are the only 2 seeds we should be looking for right now. And yeah, guys, I mean, that 3rd seed is looking real pretty. 3rd seed is looking real pretty. That's what we want. We want at least 1 home game. And I want to go ahead and scroll down, guys. The odds of us winning division right now statistically are at 34.4%. Not very good odds. Obviously, the Rams have the highest percentage at 63.9%. They're favored to win this division heavily. If we beat the LA Rams and win out, we control our own destiny to win the division. If we win out and beat the LA Rams, then we're the division champs. I don't know why I can't articulate today. I'm like tripping over my words. My bad. Yeah, but if we win out and beat the LA Rams, we control our own destiny. We will win the NFC West. I'm looking down too. And guys, if I go ahead and look at the Seattle Seahawks conference appearance odds, so that means our odds to make it to the NFC Championship game, they're sitting at a pretty 14.9%, which is actually higher than I thought. That's a pretty good percentage to make it to the NFC Championship game. The odds of us winning the NFC Championship game and advancing to Super Bowl 55 is 4.2%, which is very low. And the odds of us winning the Super Bowl is at 1.5%. 1.5, and honestly, that sounds pretty accurate. It's going to be a tough road to get to the Super Bowl. I think the teams like Green Bay, New Orleans, and LA, those are teams we don't want to go on the road and play, which unfortunately we're probably going to have to at some point if we're going to go to the Super Bowl. But I do have to say, if we can't get to the dance, if we can't get to Super Bowl 55, there's always a chance. There's always a chance. I don't care if we're playing Patty Mahomes, if we're playing Big Ben. I don't care who. Those are probably the 2 only people I think that have a possibility of making it out of the AFC. If we end up playing one of those 2 teams, there's always a chance. As long as Russell Wilson's on his A game, the run game's playing good, Pete runs it on the 1-yard line, and the defense is somewhat not bad. At least I'll take average against Patrick Mahomes. I'll take average because they're a great offense. We have a chance. We always have a shot. So as long as we can get to the dance, we got a shot. But it's going to be a tough road. We're 4 weeks away from the playoffs. And the Seattle Seahawks at one point started off 5-0. And the New Orleans Saints started off 3-2. And I was looking, I'm like, the Saints are going to be contenders. Seattle's looking good, 5-0. We're probably going to capture that first seed. 7 weeks later, what are we? Like 4-3, 3-4. And the Saints are 7-0. Crazy how things switch like that. So we've got a long 4 weeks ahead of us. We have a must-win game. Every single game now is a must-win. We have to win. Unfortunately, I do think we could drop one of the games in the last 2 weeks of the season, whether that's San Francisco or LA. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be a battle. And every game is going to be a battle. But we should take this 1 week at a time. Don't overlook the Jets because we did that against the Giants. Or at least I did that against the Giants. And we saw what happened there. You know, Colt McCoy, I almost said Austin. Colt McCoy came into our home and took everything we worked for. So, Seattle, game time. Sam Darnold and the Jets. Let's go ahead and play a good game. We have a 1.5% chance of winning the Super Bowl. And you know what? 1% is still 1%, baby. So I hope you guys enjoy this content. I did want to go ahead and just break that down with you guys so you guys have a rough idea on what we're looking at in terms of percentages and where the odds of this and this. So give me your opinion. Where do you think, which seed do you think the Seahawks will receive, and how far do you think they'll make it in the playoffs? I'd love to hear you guys' input. Go Hawks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe. I will see you guys soon. Later.